What is up, Ninja? My name is OJ and welcome to NewsEssence. Today we've got some interesting topics to go over, some more stuff from our government in the good old US of A when it comes to violent video games and potential apparently links to violent real-life gun crimes that are happening here in the US. Yes, the ESA will be meeting with the White House. That has been confirmed, and I have quite a bit to say on that. We also have some information on gold reward points being able to be used to purchase stuff on Nintendo Switch titles and more. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with the good old US of A and how they are trying to find scapegoats for gun violence because, you know, money, which we'll get into that. So apparently the ESA, the video game lobbyist group, says that it will now meet with the White House on Thursday. The ESA says, quote, video games are plainly not the issue. Entertainment is distributed and consumed globally, but the US has exponentially higher level of gun violence than any other nation. It's interesting. The fact that they even have to go there and try to defend video games is funny. And once again, it's Donald Trump, the president of the US, and it's other people there trying to find scapegoats for what the gun violence in terms of the problems that we're having. They're trying to find scapegoats. That's obvious. A little bit ago, Donald Trump did say that or actually insinuated that video games and violent movies are the issue, what could be causing some of these people to go and do massacres and gun violence in America. And I have to sit here and say, no, that is a scapegoat for what the real issues are. Now, for those who don't know, I'm going to be spitting facts to you guys. We're not going to be leaning one side or another because there are people who vote for anybody, and I don't care who anybody votes with. I don't care what type of person you're going to vote for, what party you are allegiance to, or whatever the case is. But right now, when it comes to video games, there's only one side to be on, okay? And that's against what the White House and Donald Trump is trying to insinuate here, that video games somehow play a part into young boys or somehow play a part into people grabbing guns and massacring people across the US, because it's been happening a lot here and it's just not a good thing. So the NRA, which is also a group here in the US, they have donated over $30 million to Donald Trump's campaign, and he has not once hinted or said or insinuated that maybe the problem is all of these assault weapons. Maybe the problem is all of these guns that are out there. He said, oh, well, maybe we need to arm the teachers. He said, oh, well, maybe this needs to be done or this needs to be done. But he's never insinuated those things, because if you do, then you're going to upset the NRA, who gives you money, who gives the other people money that's in your book, that's in your team. They give them money. So because they're giving him money and they have their clear agenda of not trying to blame all of the violent weapons, all of the high capacity magazines and assault rifles and weapons that are just plainly out there for killing. Let's not blame all those, okay? Let's blame other things, okay? Let's blame video games. Let's try to hint that video games are. Let's try to speculate that video games can play a part. Yet Trump and everyone there in the White House has access to all the data they want on any type of correlation between violent video games and what's going on in the real world. And there has been no link. There has been no scientific link to say, yes, if you play violent video games, you are going to grab a gun and want to go out there and shoot other people and things like that. So that's the issue that I have here. Obviously, the gun industry in the US is a huge multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a big one there. So there's people that don't want any type of rules or regulations when it comes to it. So they want people to be able to buy huge magazines and these assault rifles and all these different things, because that is business. Because nothing can be done about our country's Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is the Second Amendment, and I'm cool with that. But it seems like it's a bit overkill to be able to have a lot of these other guns and all of this stuff that's out there. But that stuff's never going to get banned outright because of the money that's involved and the money that's being paid to these politicians in terms of making sure that that stuff doesn't get passed in a majority of areas. So that's basically what it comes down to. And this right here is to try to tell the public, oh, well, potentially maybe video games are causing this. Maybe there should be some taxes, or maybe there should be some issues what we should do about stopping the violent video games, because I don't see any other way why they would be. Are they going to be talking to the beauty industry next? Is the beauty industry having a problem? Are they responsible too? They're just as responsible as video games, in my opinion, if you're going to try to sit there and talk to them. Are you going to talk to all industries? Are you going to try to pin it on video games. So I don't even like the fact that they're meeting with him, because I think it's ridiculous. We've already went through this. Like I said, it doesn't matter what side you lean on. There's been people on both sides. Video games are the problem. Like Grand Theft Auto is the problem. Heck, it went really far with Hillary Clinton back in the day in terms of what she was trying to say, to the point to where Grand Theft Auto actually spoofed her before, because she was so harking on Grand Theft Auto being a problem with kids and violence and things like that. So I will say the same thing that I've always said when it comes to it, and to anybody who's going to try to sit here and say video games are the issue, they're not. The ESA said the US has way more gun violence than other countries, and we're all consuming the same type of games. We're all playing Grand Theft Auto. We're all playing all these different types of games. The problem isn't video games, and it never will be video games. Video games are not real. You cannot take someone like a video game and you cannot throw it at them and kill them. There are other things that causes these things, and the government really needs to look into that, because that's the biggest issue here, guys, in my opinion. Now, like I said, not trying to have this turn into one thing or another in terms of it. I'm just speaking the truth as far as what I feel about this whole epidemic we're going through. And when it comes to video games, and when it comes to defending what we do here on Player Essence and what the millions upon millions of gamers do out there, I'm definitely going to do it. And I don't care what you vote for, whatever the case is, but you got to be against this, and you got to at least speak up, because this is absolutely ridiculous, right? I think everyone here can pretty much sit here and say, yeah, blaming video games should be the last thing that we should blame here. Okay, so what do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next article here, Nintendo has revealed that you can now use My Nintendo Gold Points purchasing Nintendo Switch digital games. So gold points are awarded based on 5% of the amount you pay. You can use the gold points you've earned when purchasing downloadable software and DLC for the Nintendo Switch system. Now here's some more information about using the points. So apply gold points to select Nintendo Switch purchases during checkout on Nintendo eShop or the official Nintendo website where available. Now 1 point equals 1 cent USD. And here's how you can earn some points for those who don't know anything about My Nintendo Points or anything like that. You can earn points by purchasing eligible games and downloadable content. Points are awarded based on the amount you pay, excluding any points or discounts used. Digital purchases enable digital purchases on the Nintendo.com or Nintendo eShop, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo 3DS, Wii U, and that's 5%. Now physical purchases for the Nintendo Switch are 1%, but there's a little asterisk by it, and that asterisk says that for physical purchases, points will be awarded at 1% of the Nintendo eShop price for the digital version of the game. For more info on how to earn and use points, check out the link in the description below. Another thing to note here, guys, that pretty much all Nintendo Switch games are ineligible if they weren't already redeemed before the update. So if you're holding out, yikes, problem there. So overall, it doesn't seem like everyone is thrilled with how they're doing things just because of how long it took Nintendo to implement this system. I'm just kind of like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? This probably should have been implemented a while ago, but it took them a long time in order to do something. Maybe so the whole system doesn't break. Maybe that's the reason why they probably took so long. They're really trying to figure out a good exchange rate in terms of what they're going to do. But the rating wasn't really high. People who like the post over on Go Nintendo. So obviously, if you want more information, I'll have a link in the description below. Me, I'm kind of indifferent on this. I mean, obviously it's cool to get some rewards back so you can earn some money and all that. But I think the biggest problem here is that people are like, man, like I already spent so much. There were already all those games in the first year and they're pretty much all ineligible. I can't do anything. So I think it's one of those things. So if they got it out sooner, people would have been happier about it, but it's not. But going forward, it is going to be something. It's not like there's not going to be more games that you can use this on and more Nintendo Switch games that you're going to buy. So yeah, we lose a year essentially, but at the same time, it is what it is there. You're going to just play the games that you like anyway. You're going to buy the games that you like, you're going to play the games that you like, and you're going to have fun overall. But I can understand why people are upset. Definitely understand why. For me, I think I still have some gold points that I can use, that I can redeem for things, but pretty much everything that I want, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go out there and get physical. I'm going to go out there and buy it. Digital, there's not tons of games at this point that I'm really fiending for digital. But at the same time, like I'm probably gonna get a couple things here or there. I'm not really sure. I don't know when Dragon Mark for Death comes out. When that comes out, I know for like a fact that I'm gonna go out there and pick up that game digital. So what do you guys think about this? Have you already started redeeming some points and using it towards purchases? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final article here, we do have a little bit of a rumored release date for Project Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch, and that is August 17th. This was from Amazon Germany that listed this here, so we don't know what this, it could be a placeholder, but it does take place on Friday, which is when Nintendo usually releases their big games. Project Octopath Traveler is a joint collaboration between Nintendo and Square Enix, with some of the Bravely Default developers getting into this one here on this game, and I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. So having it on August 17th would actually be a pretty good date. I think that it's not too far away when it comes to it. It'd be perfect right there, summer, to that third quarter of the year. So I'd actually be fine with that. Project Octopath Traveler is looking amazing, and I think that that's just a great date for the game. It looks like Nintendo is trying to get some of their bigger third-party partnered games out there around that time, September, August-ish. But that's always a great time for the third-party developers to get some of their bigger name games out there, or the collaboration projects that Nintendo's working on them with. Now, I just wonder when Nintendo's going to schedule around other stuff, because believe it or not, there's still quite a number of big games that Nintendo's going to be having. I know a lot of people are thinking, what does Nintendo have? But trust me, guys, there's some big games when it comes to first-party and third-party software. The World Ends With You, when are you going to put that? That doesn't seem to be like a fall title. That could be a September or August title as well. So there's a lot of different stuff that you can maneuver in it and out. Just planning it is always one of the more difficult things that I think people don't realize is, okay, well, when are you going to be able to get these games out? When are they going to be done? How is it going to be put around? Will it sell in this month compared to what? Like, how close is it to other games that maybe like it? So it's always interesting to see how the release dates and everything work out, but I'd be completely fine with an August 17th release date for Project Octopath. I think that is a great time to release a lot of RPG goodness in the second half, Q3. That's fine by me. We have ESA 8 La Famosa of Dana. We have an Amazon date for around the end of June, so that'll be good. That's a lot of great RPG right there, man. I'm probably gonna be playing ESA 8 all the way till then, man, in terms of getting everything in that game. Plus, there's going to be more as well. Dark Souls comes out in May, so a lot of good RPG stuff, man, already going down. Dragon Quest Builders launched recently, so if Project Octopath Traveler does come out in August, like I said, I think it'd be a great date for that. I know a lot of you guys are hyped for it. We did get some data the other day that over 1 million people downloaded the demo. They've already implemented a lot of the changes that people were asking for, so this game is going to be fantastic, especially because they're listening to the user feedback. We had that demo, I think I played that demo for like 10 hours or something like that. So it's great to see them listen to the feedback, get back to the users, and make this the best game that they can possibly make. And guys, I think this is going to be a really big title for the Switch, and it's going to do a lot better, in my opinion. I think it's actually going to do better than Bravely Default 1 and Bravely Default 2 combined. I'm seeing this game selling 2 million plus copies on the Nintendo Switch, but that's just my opinion on the matter. We have to wait and see what will happen. I think that the game is going to be really good. It's going to get really good review scores, and it's going to overall do really well on the Nintendo Switch, just because of how unique it is and how it kind of fits to what fans have been wanting, which is a Final Fantasy VI style game, which is a Bravely Default style game. People have been wanting that to come back on the Nintendo Switch, and we're going to be getting it this year at some point. Hopefully this release date is true. So what do you guys think about this? The Project Octopath Traveler, when it comes to what's going down with the whole ESA meeting with the White House and everything else that we discussed? Thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerSense across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming page, and consider supporting PlayerSense. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and email to your YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting PlayerSense right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerSense for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in for the next video. Peace.